Get your own clout, get your own way of fucking doing it, and do it yourself. Don't just depend on Jake the whole time. Hey YouTube, what's going on? Today we are doing a reaction video on an argument that Logan Paul and Jake Paul got into on his podcast. It was about branding, brothership, and familyhood, so it should be interesting. Go ahead, while you're at it, go ahead and tickle that little like button. Go ahead and pop that subscribe button, and make sure you ring the bell, and I hope you enjoy.
Mentioning or bringing in Prime to the stadium. They said I would get kicked out if I brought a Prime bottle. Ridiculous, dude. Do you think I would ever ban you from promoting any of your shit at any of my events?
So the first thing, I'm gonna go ahead and stop it right there. I can kind of already see where this is gonna head to. I watched the fight and there was a lot of Celsius stuff. I mean, before Jake Paul's fight, there was a whole Celsius thing going ahead. Like it was a whole ad before the fight. So if you have Prime, it's two different companies, you know? Let's let them keep talking. Let's let them cook.
That's ridiculous.
Wait, that's because of who the partner, the competing partner was for the event.
There it is. There it is. I mean, that's what I just said. I mean, we might end up liking Jake at the end of all this.
4 times with stipulations listed out, paragraphs.
Yeah, get over it. Like, and meanwhile,
come on, I'm your brother building a
business.
business.
Oh yeah, you're my brother building a business. You love to play both sides.
Oh, let him cook. Go ahead, go off, Jake. Let's see what you got, dog.
What's the other
you
side?
Play both sides.
What side am I playing?
You play both sides.
What's
and it's
the other side that I'm playing?
I'll partner with all of your enemies. Like I have.
Bro, my life is my life. Your life is your life. If you want to create,
you love to play both. You love to play both sides.
I'm explaining my rationality for one
and it caused issues in our last event when we had other betting partners and drink partners. And
so if you don't know, Logan usually does stuff with Barstool Sports, and Jake Paul, I don't know if he owns a business, but he has a part in a business called Better, which is a sports betting website. So I think they had a problem with that before on their last event that they had. So
you walked out with it with the betting and the drinks.
Oh, so he doubled down. Okay. So Logan just likes to self-promote, which I get. You're building a brand, you're building a business, you got to do it. But
so it caused
to wear what I'm wearing?
It caused issues.
Come on, it's not you can't tell me what to wear.
Lord have mercy. They can, but like, it's not really telling you what to wear, dog. Like right now, what you're wearing, you could have wore it to the fight. There's not Prime anything on what you're wearing. So I don't see why you can't just be normal, dog. Come on.
What do you mean?
Well,
what do you mean?
Well, you can't tell me what to wear.
Logan.
Yeah, but if they're paying us, if they're paying us, if they're paying us millions of dollars, and they say, hey, but we don't want this person to be doing this stuff at the event with a competing brand.
That's ridiculous. I couldn't bring in a Prime bottle. DAZN, who, by the way, on the Misfits card, KSI's event, promoted the fuck out of your fight against.
KSI and Logan have Misfits boxing, while Jake and them have Most Valuable Production. So like that's like the two companies of like the quote unquote YouTube boxers.
Nate Diaz. DAZN was not allowed to promote the Prime card. That's ridiculous. Whose ass was that? It was Nikisa's dude. Nikisa's on your team. He's not on Team Paul. He's on Team Jake. And we're a family. And he knows that. And so, yeah, bro, he doesn't get along with everyone either.
But why would I want to promote his event? It's KSI's event.
Because I'm on it. I'm on the undercard.
Yeah, but they could promote you versus Dylan, but you guys weren't even announced yet.
But
facts. We didn't know about that until after the fight.
I'm on the card. We announced that.
Yeah, but this is the thing is like,
and you can't announce a fight and just be like, hey, by the way, Logan Paul's fighting. It's like that. You can't just do that. Like you gotta add more to it.
Like like you understand why, but then like you just don't want to accept the reality.
No, the reality is the tables were turned. The Misfits event promoted your fight against Nate Diaz, and you refused to promote KSI's fight.
Wait, but if they want to, if the zone is on, if Misfits is on DAZN and they promote our event, that has like okay, cool.
But our fight is on DAZN too. And by the way, that's super fucking whack of DAZN as well. It's not just you guys. I think it's lame that they yielded to whoever request that was.
No, because it's our event. We're in control of what goes on there. Of course.
I just think it's lame. And also
I'm not gonna promote their event. What the fuck? Why would I do that? That's stupid.
Because they did it to you. And it
yeah,
all
because
helps.
So Logan's one of the, it seems like from what I'm getting from like this argument. This whole thing is like a Logan's like, if I scratch your back, you have to scratch mine. Like there's no other option. His company does whatever they gotta do to make money, then he has to have the same respect back. But it's like, it doesn't work that way. Like just because you made that observation and assume that the other company's gonna do the same for you, that's on you, bro.
Because I don't know why the fuck they would do that either, because they're not good at business. They don't have that out in their fucking
That boy Jake's spitting facts, bro.
contract clauses, fucking idiots. That's their fucking problem. Stupid fucks. We're smart, diligent. We think of fucking everything that goes on in all of our events.
If you were really smart, you'd know that we are all doing this. This isn't an or space; it's an and space. We don't have to be competing against each other and
no, because I don't
out different logos and not letting me do certain things in a brand I'm building. Like, bro,
but that's the brands. That's the brands getting involved. I have no say in that. I don't give a fuck. But if they request something and they're paying millions of dollars to be the title sponsor.
But the request is this: your brother can't bring a Prime bottle into the stadium, and if he does, he will be escorted out by security.
You wouldn't be escorted out.
That's ridiculous.
But you have a Prime card coming up soon. Obviously,
so
as
why
you
do you
just
care
said.
so much about like?
Let me pose this question.
Before they got in like this little part of the argument, you could hear him say, "I don't give a fuck about any of it," which makes sense. It's like, you're the fighter. You should not be worried about anything contractual when it comes to the sponsors of the thing. Your main focus is to fight, and that's it. It's not to please sponsors or do this for a sponsor, which I know at the end of the day it is, but like, your main focus should be on that card. Your main focus should be doing what you have to do to win that fight, not, oh, I wonder what this contract says about this guy or this guy. So I get what he's saying.
Why do you care? What do you care more about? Going to my event or having a Prime bottle in your hand?
I care that it was such a big deal for your team that I'm trying to build a multi-billion-dollar business, and your team, who I see every single day.
Hey, he sounded a lot like it's all about me, man. Come on.
Whose
I have
event?
an issue with it.
At whose event?
Your event.
Exactly. My event.
I'm your brother.
Yeah, exactly. So respect what's going on at my event.
And I did.
Hold on. Let him cook.
Okay.
I thought it was ridiculous.
Okay, but that's just the name of the game. It's business.
And you have a Prime card coming up. If you walked in with a Celsius headband to it, you probably would say that's unacceptable.
I don't give a fuck.
Yes, you do.
Millions of dollars.
You do give a shit because you're upset about it, bro. Like, you are genuinely upset about this, and you're saying that it's not that big a deal, bro, but it is.
Dollars by Celsius. Yeah, they're our competitor, but like, dude, come on. We're all doing something here.
But if you request it, if it's different because I'm not in control.
Who signed the contract?
So that made sense. So if you don't know, Logan Paul and KSI are like the spokespersons, owns it. I don't really know what like all the back structure of it, but like they're like the people for Prime, right? So when it comes to contracts for Logan, he can kind of make it whatever he wants. But with Jake, he is just a brand ambassador for Celsius. So he gets paid to promote Celsius, which made sense, whatever. But he can't really come to terms with them with what just exactly he wants out of it. Logan can kind of do whatever he wants on his side of there.
And if they did, was there a contract that said, was I in the contract that was signed with Celsius in the zone? Because that's fucked up. You can't sign it on behalf of a third party. The way that we got text from Marcos sure sounded like someone signed a contract that said, Logan Paul, if he shall come to this event, will not have Prime. You can't do that. You can't tell me what to wear. You can't tell me I'm going to be escorted out of the venue if I bring a certain thing.
Technically, they can.
Technically, they can, yeah.
Oh, the realization, bro. Technically they can. That's great.
I just found it.
I feel like I'm at my friend's house and their parents are fighting. I don't even know what, Should I go home?
Bro, so
should I go home?
What do we do? Where do we go from this? Because I saw this coming.
Yeah, so did I.
So, I mean, how are you feeling?
What about what?
Just the conversation we just had?
I think you have a lot of trauma to unpack.
Probably.
But I've been wanting
awkward.
Ask all my friends, is Marcos here? I mean, whatever. But like, I've been wanting to like have this conversation with you like a month ago. It just like camp and you're traveling, etc. But yeah.
Where do you think my trauma stems from?
Do you want me to be really honest?
This is making me nervous, and I ain't even there, dog. I ain't even at the place they're talking at.
Maybe.
I mean, I don't know, like, cause I mean that's like, we could beat around the bush, or it could just be like, I don't know if there's the right place to do it.
Yeah, I know there's fucking 20 people watching.
Well, there's more people watching right now, also on Impulsive.
Yeah, we're watching.
Yeah. Maybe it's an off-camera conversation, because like I think this could be some real takeaways.
Can I just tell you something that's odd and funny to me? It's not funny, but we've had Jake on the show so many times, and there's been so many moments where he's exhibited similar emotions or desires to argue on the show or whatever, and then we've come down to this need to unpack his trauma. And it's weird to now kind of like watch the brothers in like different seats saying like, yo, there's some stuff that you need to look into.
The biggest problem with getting famous, especially when it's like involving family, bro, I feel like it gets so fucking, it just gets so dirty and like so complicated. And it's like, where do you draw the line of family and business? And I feel like, I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know.
Also, it's not saying anybody's right or wrong. Like, you guys are just talking about stuff. But at the end of the day, you're brothers. At the end of the day, you guys, I don't need to fucking tell you that.
I also think
you fucking love each other.
Always.
But that's where I get confused though of playing both sides, because you love to play the brother card when it's like convenient, but then it's like, oh, I want to go like I want like my get back at Tommy Fury, and you're like,
that boy Jake cooking today, bro. It's like usually I don't agree with this kid, but I don't agree with him. Usually I'm like, bro, you're just kind of out of pocket. Like it's like, you know, you're just trying to make a conversation, get your voice line out, but it's like this conversation, throw it up a little bit on us, you know?
No. I need to do my career. I've been sitting on the sidelines. You're taking all these fights from me. Like,
does that worry you at all? That
sitting on the sidelines, bro. You've been a WWE superstar.
Wait, I'm your brother. Then you're like, no, you're not.
I do this based on balance as best as I can, because we're in a space where we're going to overlap. There's not that many us's walking around in this combat space.
True.
Right? It's me, you, KSI, maybe Tommy if he's in the conversation. But there's going to be overlap, right?
True.
Nate was a part of the conversation for a second. You got it. I yielded. Even with JJ. I wanted Tommy. JJ and I talked about it. He said he wanted Tommy. All right, I yielded. I'm tired of fucking yielding, bro. I want to get back in the conversation.
You want to get back to the conversation, but you took a 2-year break to do WWE. It's not like you're losing here, dog. You're not losing.
And at the end of the day, if you want to fight Tommy Fury again, fucking fine. Right? I respect that you want to be the boxer in the family and you have this career that you want to pursue. When can I fight Tommy fucking Fury, dude? Like, when can I do that?
I just don't get why he wants to fight him so bad when it's Jake's story to tell at this point. Like, Jake is the one who fought him first. Jake is the one who started the beef first. He beat your brother, so now all of a sudden you want to get at him? Like no, like you fought KSI, I think it was like 3 times, 2 times, but however many times it was. Y'all fought multiple times because y'all were building a story when it comes to boxing. I mean, any fight, you have Dustin Poirier versus McGregor, Khabib and McGregor. I mean, you have these fights where it's like a history of them. Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury. Like, you have them where like it's a storyline, you know. So that's what you're trying to make, and all of a sudden you want to butt in out of nowhere. Come on, bro.
Ever?
I just think like the storyline is there. Like, we started off, like, got a contract, like made it all happen. It's a massive event.
Exactly.
My plan was Nate Diaz for years, and then like you kind of go away in the fight world, and then you like pop back up all of a sudden and are like, I'm ready again. But and it's like doesn't necessarily like work like that. I guess I don't fucking know.
No, that's fair.
But I
will say, like, ever since Jake got into boxing, he hasn't slowed down. Like, he was all gas, no brakes all the way through. Like, he never like he had that one day where he was like, I'm retiring, but like he kind of like trolled all of Twitter that day. But like overall, like he's been on his shit since then, like training hard, getting into fights, like getting like, I know they're not the best fights. I know it's not like what people say are real boxers, but like he is out there at least still making his presence known in the boxing world. But Logan, he hasn't fought anybody since Floyd Mayweather. I think that was his last fight, and it was an exhibition match that apparently he didn't get paid for. So it's like, why all of a sudden do you think you have the quote unquote right to just come in and take, I don't want to say take Jake's fame or ride. I mean, it's almost like to say riding Jake's coattail. Be like, hey, since you got Tommy Fury, your last name Paul's my last name Paul. You know, I did a chance at it too. It's like, it doesn't really work like that, dog.
I go for Tommy. Nate was already on the back burner. Boom, it just happens. The deal comes together.
You gotta go for Tyson.
It's like
I do MMA with Tyson.
Well,
just like conversations like with Floyd, like that's a fight that you got. Like, who cares? Like,
why did you fight Floyd?
Why wouldn't I?
I think you could beat him.
Come on. Well, we're not saying that Jake can beat Floyd Mayweather, right? That's not happening, right? That's not happening, right?
After we tried to make it happen, he's just a nightmare to deal with in business.
You don't say.
Not professional at all.
Don't say.
Yeah, why would he do it? Not get paid?
Nah.
So-
Because you could also get a much healthier percentage than I did. I got fucking gypped in that fight.
So this conversation changes dramatically after he wins this next fight. In my eyes, the answer to this question is why can't I? Why can't I? Why can't I? Once he earns it, he has much more to fucking bring to the table. Like, put a man down, come back and say, yo, this is my next fight. This is my next fight. This is my strategic plan in how I want to move in the boxing space. And then all of a sudden, you guys have a conversation.
So Mike, I don't know if y'all ever really watched Impulsive, but like Mike used to be kind of like overbearing when it comes to the conversation. He would just like, he'd be like that guy who like kind of acts like he's always older than everybody else. So he has so much more wisdom, which he's probably been through a lot. I'm not saying he hasn't, but it was always like any conversation, he's already been through it. So it's like, all right, bro, we fucking get it. But like now in the past conversations I've seen on Impulsive, he's been very good at being like a mediator, kind of understanding both sides of a conversation and then breaking it down saying, all right, I see where you're coming from. I see where you're coming from. So what about this topic? So he's done good at that part.
This has been his lane, his dedication, his dream, his drive, everything. And so like, I get it. Like similarly to you in WWE or with Prime or whatever it is, having somebody then come up to you as you're on this route to guaranteed strategic success that you're dumping your entire fucking life into and be like, yo, I'm gonna come back in now. I can understand why he has defenses there. I understand it. But
yeah,
once you
and
go
it's like trying to like even snipe the Tommy Fury fight like after I lost to him, like right there on the spot versus like.
Yeah, I remember that. He got mad because Jake got beat, and all of a sudden Logan started calling Tommy Fury out, like right after, like not even like, I don't think it was like 12 hours after the fight happened. Like he was like, I want Tommy Fury now. It's like, bro, what? Like I have never seen like a huge fight not end up being a second one, or at least talks of a second one as soon as it's over. Usually it's like, hey man, I want to go again. Like if you watch the Nate Diaz Jake Paul fight, like right there on the scene, they're kind of like, it's like an ongoing thing in fighting. Usually a big match like that, there is a secondary matchup like that. And you kind of do like almost a best of 2 or best of 3 usually. Sometimes it changes, but it's like, it doesn't make sense on how Logan just stepped in like that.
Letting the storyline play out, like you versus KSI, you draw, boom, let it play out, let it see what happens. Like,
I mean, bro, obviously my initial instinct after that loss was like, let me avenge my brother. I don't think that's insane to think that.
I don't think it's insane to think that, but it's a fact that it's not a movie. You know, it's like they're trying to be as professional as they can, because one, YouTube boxing already kind of has like everybody turns their nose up to it. So it's like, we don't want to try to make this a fucking movie where it's like, I got to avenge my brother. Like, you're not fucking Thor, dog. Calm down. But it's like, at the same time, let everything play out, Logan. It's not all about you every time, dog. Like, you're great. You do good. You're successful. Just give Jake his little spotlight every now and then. 'Cause that's what it seems like. It seems like you want to steal the spotlight every now and then, you know?
I like that fight. I love that fight.
It's
I actually
incredible.
love
The
that
storyline's
fucking
incredible.
fight. I love that fight.
It's good. It writes itself. I get you want a rematch. I totally get it. And maybe I was a little late on Tommy. Actually, no, I wasn't, because I gave it to JJ. I was being a good fucking partner, and I'm you know, he's active, I guess. I don't know.
Is he more active than?
But
you?
I want to make something
Yeah, I
clear,
guess so.
because I want to make something clear, because there is this narrative online. You know, you're supporting your brother's enemies. Like, dude, you're living your life. You're your own entity, and so am I. And we have a lot in common. We are also extremely fucking different. If I had a beef that ran its course with someone and I don't want to have that beef anymore, and I actually get along and like this human and want to build something, if I grew up loving Dana White and the UFC and I get a chance to I'm going to take these opportunities. And I'll always be a ride or die, no matter what. But I don't know if I always have to yield and bend my personal ways because we are brothers and that's the sole reason.
But that don't make any sense, Logan. Like, you were literally just talking about.
but this is exactly what I'm saying. You're literally painting the picture of you are playing both sides.
I
when
disagree.
when it's convenient for you,
faulty comparisons.
But when it's convenient for you, we're brothers. But then when it's not, you do the exact opposite of like, but we're completely separate. So like, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do as well.
I'm building a business.
And so is he. Like, I mean, like, he's building himself as a brand, bro. It's like, I understand that you have an actual product, but like, he himself is his own product, and he can't go around bending to your will like you just said you wouldn't, just because you are building a brand for yourself. Get your own clout, get your own way of fucking doing it, and do it yourself. Don't just depend on Jake the whole time.
But that's what I'm saying. You play both sides like very well, like extremely well.
To me, it doesn't feel like I'm playing both sides. And maybe that's why you're saying I do it extremely well, is because that's just the reality of the situation. And people can see that both sides. You're Jake Paul. I'm Logan Paul. We are different people. We have different interests. We have different friends.
But then, like, but even just 15 minutes ago, then all of a sudden you're like, but we're brothers.
And we are brothers. That sentence can end with "and we are brothers." Yes.
But where does that rank? Because sometimes you let it rank down here, and sometimes you want it to be number one when it's convenient for you.
When
Prime can't go into the building, we're brothers. When you want to partner with Dana White and KSI, you're your own entity.
I think when we as brothers no longer become additive to each other, and it feels like you or I are trying to take from one another, and I don't believe I've ever tried to take from you, whereas you, I feel like, have tried to take from me. At least maybe not you, but maybe your team. That's when I feel like it falls apart.
Like this being in Netflix documentary, like millions of views, me starting the documentary saying I'm drinking Prime, me posting about Prime as soon as it launched, carrying it around everywhere with me until I got a deal.
No, and I appreciate.
So it's
that's so true, bro. That's so true.
All of it. But like, the stadium thing rubbed me the wrong way. But do you get what I'm...
The stadium thing rubbed him the wrong way, and he's taking that on Jake when it's not even his fault. Like he said, it's sponsorships, bro. You can't control what a company says if they're the ones paying for it. Like, Logan, if you want to do whatever you want to do, use your own money, dog. Use your own money. If you want them to bow down to you and you do whatever you want, then you sponsor his events. Then you can do whatever you want, bro. Until then, stop.
Rightfully so, because if there was a number one sponsor, like let's say Nike was sponsoring the event and was like, hey, Logan's going to be on camera, can he not wear Adidas? Then it wouldn't piss you off.
From a business standpoint, that makes sense, Logan. It does.
It does.
The person that's going to get the most attention in the arena besides Jake is you, showing up to the fight.
My identity is my identity. My pursuits and passions and businesses.
But you can certainly press pause on it for. You can certainly press pause on it for one night to just support Jake and then walk out.
Yeah.
And that's what brothers do. See, I think that's where, like, Jake's coming from, where he plays both sides of that card is like that. Like, for one night, don't make it about you. For one night, be someone's brother and just show up and support, and that's it.
Yeah,
and I understand that.
And I absolutely will.
You did.
But do you see what I'm saying? Is anything I'm doing hurting you?
That sometimes, yes, it causes issues because of my brand partner, yes.
Because of your brand partner?
Yeah.
You know how many times Barstools hit me up and said, yo, don't fuck with Better? And even if they did, I'd say that's my brother's business. He's building it and he's trying to make a big company. Like,
yeah,
I don't care. I don't care.
Sponsors and owned IP are definitely different. You in my eyes, like if there was ever like a question of where the yield ends up, like it would go in honor of Prime or Better.
But they don't ever say like, don't fuck with Prime. This it's just like there's literally like they've made 2 requests in this whole entire relationship. It's literally don't have Prime in his impulsive shot and don't let him bring it to the stadium and make it in all the shots.
It's reason in my eyes from brand side, it's reasonable.
It is.
I think I started this because I'm the one who brought up the Tommy stopping.
Well, you just fucking got them through 8 months of fucking therapy. So
I know. Well, look, when it comes to the fighter thing, I think you guys both need to have that blind confidence that you're going to be the best. And if you don't have that, then you probably shouldn't be a fighter. You should think that if you go through a training camp and you give it your all and you're at your best, you should be able to beat anybody that's in your weight class. And that's normal. You guys should respect that about each other.
Facts. Hey, man, there's a lot to say about that one. Now, they need to unpack some stuff on them, bro. But I hope y'all enjoyed the first react video. Please let me know down in the comments if you want to see more content like this. And we will see y'all later, all right? Peace out.